I'm Lona Diaz. I'm the Executive Coordinator of the Gay and Lesbian Coalition of Kenya, and this is something I've been doing since 2013. As an entity, the Gay and Lesbian Coalition of Kenya was started in 2006 following a national convening that brought together very brave and passionate activists at that time who wished to shift the status quo of invisibility of this community. Since then, we have seen, like between 2006 and 2010, incredible work was done by these very brave individuals. And in 2010, between 2010 and 2012, the coalition experienced some challenges. And then in 2013, a different crop of people, myself included, were brought to reactivate the Coalition of Kenya. And so what I can easily say is that currently, those who I walk with and who walk with me are standing on the shoulders of greatness. So without them, this would not have been possible. Started off as 6-member organizations, primarily in Nairobi, and it has since expanded to 18-member organizations across the country. So you've got groups at the coast, you've got groups within the Rift, and you've got groups within Nairobi and its environs. The transition from what we found upon coming in 2013 to now was extremely hard. All funding had been pulled back. We found the situation, we found the coalition in debt, considerable debt. And this team that came together with me at that time had the kind of passion and commitment that you can't find anywhere. And it was only because of that passion and commitment and the desire to rebuild that we were able to walk through such challenging times where funders were like, yeah, nah, they don't trust us. We had to jump through hoops to regain the trust and confidence not only of funders but also of the community. This team that I was with, that gives me gooseflesh, we focused on doing the work, on doing our best. Now what we're looking at is having learned, unlearned and relearned from previous mistakes, charting out the future with wide open eyes and no misconceptions about what the path will look like. Yeah, it looks good. Like clockwork, elections bring about a significant increase in insecurity. Now, what we've been looking at is 2020, there was COVID. Those restrictions were crushing. They were brutal on our community, primarily because the majority of this community ekes out its livelihoods in the informal places of work and in the hospitality industry. And the hospitality industry took a massive hit, and I don't think it has recovered, and I don't think it will for a long time, because I'm still hearing of restaurants and hotels closing down. And so our members and members of our member organizations were hard hit. By virtue of the restrictions imposed by the government, folks had to go back home. Going back home meant going into hostile environments. What that meant was harms being done within those hostile environments. So one level of insecurity. Then we have an ongoing appeal to repeal sections 152A and C and 162A and C and 165 of the Penal Code. And that in and of itself has generated a whole lot of mixed responses, where we've seen violence because of the increased visibility, at the same time seeing an increased reaching out by Kenyans who don't ascribe to hate, who don't ascribe to exclusion, who don't ascribe to ostracizing their own, rising up and saying, why are we turning this into a thing? The folks deserve to live, and let us live and let live. And so there was that. So even there we saw a spike in insecurity. And then now, given the elections, we always see insecurity during elections. Politicians seeking votes will scapegoat this community with impunity. So we have seen, and if they don't scapegoat this community, then their competition uses us as the tool to discredit them. If I back reference to what I had said about the coalition having done incredible things between 2006 and 2010, and then experiencing challenges between 2010 and 2012, and then being reactivated from 2013 onwards, the one thing that I can say gives me total motivation to continue doing this very hard work is the resilience of this community, the commitment and the compassion, the commitment and the focus on moving forward, on continuing to push for better, because deep down, everyone knows they deserve better. In my opinion, the only way is up. We have been, as an umbrella body, as a movement, down to rock bottom, where we had to work and jump through hoops to regain, to regain confidence of funders, of our own members, of our wider, like community membership. And having done that fairly consistently, the only way is up. And the only way is, now we are looking at things with bright eyes, slightly angry eyes, because it's enough. It's enough. People anticipate that they can bully other people indefinitely. I think now is the time for the rest of Kenya to know that this community is done being bullied. If you want, you can find someone else. And if you did find someone else, we would be standing with them too. So that's where this movement is going. We will only grow from strength to strength. And those who feel that they can pressure us into corners, for example, our current opposition that is very anti-gender, anti-LGBTQ plus people, anti-sexual and reproductive health and rights for women and girls, that opposition, whatever they throw at us will only make us stronger. Number one, you're not alone. We are here, and we will always be here. Even if we go underground for whatever reason, we will still be here. B, there's a whole lot of conditioning that would need to be unlearned. So we have mechanisms for healing. There are ways in which, if you reach out, if you look through our websites and whatever, you'll find that we also provide ways to heal from conditioning, from harmful treatment in childhood. It's not easy, but it is extremely rewarding. And for me, at no point in time should anyone, whether members of the LGBTQ plus community or anyone, allow anyone else to diminish their light and humanity for whatever reason. We're done with being bullied. And young activists have demonstrated such bravery already. I can only see great things. But yes, there is a whole movement. There are organizations out there doing things. And if you wish to be affiliated, that's well and good. If you wish to go out and do incredible, creative, innovative change making, we would support you completely and totally in whatever way we can. So reach out.